This week on Previews World Weekly, Thanos wins, Heroes in Crisis ends, and what is going on with Saga? Check it out. It's Previews World Weekly, and it's happening right now. What's up, Previews World? It's Wednesday. It's New Comic Book Day, which means it's time for Previews World Weekly. I am one of your hosts, Troy Jeffrey Allen.
And I'm Thea, and we're here every week to remind you guys to stop at a comic shop and get involved in what's happening in the world of comics.
And I actually want to remind people, because we are here every week, to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Let us know what you're thinking. Jump in the comments. We're here for you. And one of the reasons we're here for you is because we have a catalog out this week.
It's true.
And it's the May catalog. And just like last month, I got to say, I am loving that cover. Like, you really can't go wrong with Mark Brooks. And this is, of course, heralding the Jonathan Hickman run of X-Men. It's a big return for him at Marvel. And that is a monster cast.
It's so fancy.
I mean, I guess there's no guarantee that all those characters won't show up, but...
Right. There are very, very many.
Yeah. And also, we're going to, of course, do a catalog video where we'll talk about, all the stuff that's in this week, in this month. But some cool things. Of course, there's the X-Men title. There's also Sea of Stars, as you can see behind us. But on top of that, we have a Dungeons & Dragons Stranger Things crossover. Right, it's going to be it's a starter kit that's actually getting put out this month. Yeah, right, which is pretty cool. I know a lot of people are excited for that.
That's neat. And
also, selfishly, for our purposes, Diamond Select Toys is finally unveiling their Castlevania figures.
Yes.
So those are really cool. I might be tempted to get one. I at least want like a Simon or something like that, all right? So Trevor, not Simon, Trevor, right. Got my Belmonts mixed up.
I was like, you're a Simon?
I'm Simon first one. So, of course, it's Wednesday, it's New Comic Book Day, and Anna Mia is here. She's going to show us some of the titles that are available at your local comic shop right now.
Hey Previews World, Mia here with a look at what's at comic shops this week. So let's jump on in. And we're just getting started. The world of comics has even more to offer, so stop at a shop already, and you might just find your new favorite thing. See ya!
And of course, that's just a little bit of what's coming out this week. If you want to see the full rundown, head on over to previewsworld.com/new releases to see a full list of titles coming out. What's on your list?
Alien Dead Orbit. The hardcover's coming out this week. It's an oversized hardcover. Yeah. I already own the floppies. Like, Dark Horse released this maybe like a year and a half ago, but the artwork is just so good. And they're kind of promising, because it's oversized, you're getting, I won't say the original art size, but close to the original art size, and the level of detail in it.
I was just going to say, you probably get some good detail.
Yeah, because so Aliens is the designs come from H.R. Geiger, who's another really detailed artist. And James Stucco, who draws this comic, goes into great detail. I don't know how long it took him to draw this, because it's ridiculous. And it's kind of it's somewhere between H.R. Geiger and Akira.
Oh.
Right, that's the best way I could explain his art style. So if you just want to look at cool, pretty things, yeah, go for that. Actually, it's more like gross. Cool, gross things.
Cool, gross, but also pretty things.
Pretty things, right, yeah.
For sure.
What are you looking forward to?
So the Exorcisters trade paperback volume 1 is coming out, or is out, rather.
And that's your jam.
And that's my jam. It's actually a lot of fun. I can't say that I really love the artwork. It's very simple and clean, but the story has actually caught my attention, and it's a lot of fun. So this collects issues 1 through 5, so you can get a nice little chunk of what's going on. The one thing I did find that I was frustrated with was I wanted more story, and of course it's these little pieces, really little pieces. They're little shorties. So it's good to have a nice piece of it. So if you're interested in sort of crime solving stuff, I mean, they sort of relate it to Veronica Mars or Jessica Jones kind of thing. So it's these two sisters, and they're basically helpers. So if you get involved in the demonic world in any capacity and you're in a bind, literally or figuratively, they're going to help you out.
I remember the first issue. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, literally a bind. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a really fun little set of characters and stuff. I really enjoy it. It's nice and lighthearted too, which is
cool because
nice.
it's like kind of like a supernatural horror book.
Yeah,
right?
but it's still like
upbeat. Nice, nice. Also out this week, and something that I've been championing for like a couple of months now, is Silencer. And the most recent issue is out this week. I actually went to my local comic shop and picked up like the last 4 or 5 because like I hadn't been there in a couple of months. Sorry guys. And I started like kind of like playing catch up. And the thing I realized, it's like the Silencer is like, it's like Law and Order. Not exactly like it, but it's like Law and Order or like Maury Povich. Like it's just so consistent that you're kind of like, you're just happy to see it, and then like you start,
it's like comforting
it's
in a
comfort
way.
Food. Yeah, right. And it's so straightforward. If you're not familiar, it's Talia al Ghul versus her top assassin, and there's not a lot of Batman in it, even though there's the Al Ghul relation.
Right.
But it really is about like this character trying to. First it's her redemption arc, and now like we're at a point now where she's just trying to get revenge. And so yeah, it's just a lot of fun. Yeah, just straightforward. Like it's what you want from a monthly book. So
I like that. That's solid.
What else can people look forward to?
We got Bad Luck Chuck #2 out, and I think we talked about maybe the first issue at some point. But the concept of this is really fun for me. Like this girl has her name is Charlene. She goes by Chuck, and she just is made of bad luck, and she basically hires it out to help people. It seems like a fun little adventure-y.
Right.
Again, another sort of crime, like helping thing.
Is that the new leg of like because you do post-apocalyptic, supernatural. So it's like crime, the new thing now.
I spent a lot of my youth watching like CSI and Law and Order, and so like that was like my background noise when I was doing homework in college and stuff. So it's coming back, I guess.
Right. Law and Order's good background noise. I'm completely with that.
Yeah.
Also out this week, something you should check out. Heroes in Crisis #8 is wrapping up, and I haven't read it yet. I know there's a few people who've like gotten some advanced solicits for it, and they read it, and a lot of hot takes out there.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. Like, but I look forward to the reactions through the next couple of days. If Endgame doesn't overtake those reactions, so we'll see what happens.
Fair enough.
What else we got?
We also have Star Trek Year 5 #1.
Nice.
So this is a cool series. It's the old school crew of the USS Enterprise, and they're all getting together, and they're going to face some humongous challenge, right? And it's basically about the end of their 5-year mission.
Right. Yeah.
And it's cool.
Yeah, it's a cool
All
one.
the original characters that you really like from,
I'm very curious if like it's going to be, I always wonder with these things if it's going to be official canon.
Right.
Because like it really is picking up where the TV show was canceled, it just picks up where it left off. So yeah, I'm really curious about that. And that's IDW, so definitely check that out. #1's out this week. And of course, comics aren't the only thing at your local comic shop. Well, no. I was about to do toys. Look at that.
Got yourself.
Thea's going to go ahead and like talk about the news of the last 7 days. So check it out. She's going to get you caught up on the world of comics.
Boom Studios, in partnership with 20th Century Fox Consumer Products, has revealed cover art and story details for Angel #1, written by Brian Hill with art from Gleb Melnikov, along with visionary writer and director Joss Whedon. Angel #1 features a main cover by artist Dan Panosian and a monster-themed variant cover by illustrator Scott Boncristiano, depicting the terrifying Darkindustod from the Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 2 episode Killed by Death. Print copies of Angel #1 will be available for sale on May 29th, exclusively at local comic shops, while copies of the surprise drop, Angel #0, are available now exclusively in comic book shops everywhere.
Once again, I'm taken aback by your ability to say even fictional names.
I have no idea if I said that right, because I am not a Buffy person.
It sounded right. Like I don't think I saw that season of Angel, whatever that's from. But
yeah.
I liked it. Boom Studios did like a Beyonce and like dropped a surprise release like out of nowhere.
Snuck it in there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And all the retailers scrambled. It's an interesting tactic, and I'm very curious how that's going to work out when the final numbers come in. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
We'll see. Next up, Marvel has revealed a brand new ongoing series featuring Jane Foster as a brand new Valkyrie. Writers Jason Aaron and Al Ewing and artist Cafu herald a new winged warrior in Valkyrie. Cover art will be provided by Mahmoud Asrar and Matthew Wilson. After witnessing the massacre of the Valkyries in War of the Realms #2, former Thor Jane Foster will take on a brand new superhero identity as Valkyrie. Valkyrie #1 will be available to pre-order in the May Previews catalog.
Yeah. That's really cool. No, and also the artwork looks really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really love that art.
Does.
Yeah, like
it's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm very curious. Also, it's Al Ewing and Jason Aaron, so that's like a pretty deadly combo.
Yeah.
And I know Jason Aaron's like, you know, Jane Foster's like, you know, it's kind of his baby. Like that was the one that he like brought into like the Marvel, as Thor into the Marvel the Marvel universe.
Right.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I like that Jane has so many hats.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's like
As a
Natalie Portman
character.
has one.
Right.
Right. But she
the
has
character,
a lot.
yeah.
She has a lot of mileage. So, and
for
you can
sure.
you can see all the artwork on our website. Just go to PREVIEWsworld.com.
Yeah. Writer extraordinaire Jody Houser, artist Gabriel Guzman, colorist Michael Attia, and letterer Steve Dutro team up to continue the tale started in StarCraft Scavengers. Based on an original story by Jody Houser and Blizzard Entertainment's StarCraft game team, StarCraft Survivors reveals exciting new territory in the StarCraft universe. After surviving a murderous Dark Templars rampage, a Terran space engineer named Caleb is forced to carry out the Protoss' bidding. He must infiltrate a munitions factory in the Emojan Protectorate and find a mysterious source of power. StarCraft Survivors #1 goes on sale July 24th.
Cool. Prolific Jody Houser. Like,
Yeah.
always writing stuff. Yeah, yeah. I'm not that familiar with StarCraft. But
Yeah.
I got to be honest.
I'm only familiar because I watch a streamer a lot.
Okay.
I don't actually play StarCraft.
Yeah, yeah.
RTS is not my kind of game.
Right, that's what it is. RTS. I was like, is it MMO? Okay, it's RTS. Yeah, that's what it is. Sorry.
So yeah, and like I played a little bit of it, a little bit of one of the campaigns with the Zerg,
Oh, okay,
which are
right.
like the buggy alien
Right, yeah,
guys, which I really like for whatever reason. But I mean, these stories are fun.
Right,
They're
yeah,
just
yeah.
you know, battle stories.
Yeah, yeah, expanding the universe, and that's cool. And then Dark Horse does that a lot with a lot of their adaptations of video
Yeah,
games.
yeah,
so.
yeah. Blizzard knows what's up.
Oh yeah,
They're
for
good.
sure.
Next up, revealed exclusively by Entertainment Weekly in an interview with Saga creators Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples, Image is publishing a massive hardcover containing Saga #1 through Saga #54, titled Saga Compendium. This comes on top of the announcement that Saga 54 is the halfway point in the series, according to Vaughan. Though Vaughan and Staples haven't announced an end to their current ongoing hiatus from the story, the Saga Compendium will arrive at comic shops October 16th.
Yeah, I like that announcement is everything and nothing at the same time.
Right? Here, have all this saga,
Right.
but not.
Right, yeah, yeah. Like, I mean, I know that, like, they were taking a hiatus, and so I know that a lot of people were like,
But where's my saga going?
exactly, yeah. So, I don't know, hopefully this will kind of tide you over until the series picks
Get
up
a
again.
fancy collector's item.
Right, whenever that is, whenever the series picks up again, so.
And last but not least, Kazuo Koike, the legendary manga creator, perhaps best known for his work on Lone Wolf and Cub, died last week from complications from pneumonia. He was 82. Alongside artist Gosuke Kojima, Koike created Lone Wolf and Cub, which debuted in 1970. The story proved to be hugely popular around the world, later being adapted into a series of films as well as a television series. Many American comic creators have credited Lone Wolf and Cub as an inspiration, such as Frank Miller, who would later go on to produce cover artwork for Dark Horse's English language releases. Koike himself contributed scripts to many of the live-action adaptations of his work, and would also produce the 1993 film Lone Wolf and Cub: Final Conflict. In 2004, Koike was inducted into the Will Eisner Hall of Fame.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. Actually, we were talking about Rama Half last week.
Yeah.
It turns out that he grandfathered a lot of creators
Sure.
into manga, and one of them was the creator of Ranma. So, which is actually pretty
That's cool.
Also, I never read Lone Wolf and Cub, but I love Lady Snowblood.
Yeah.
And that's one of the ones he's responsible for.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, you know, I mean, 82 is a good life, and of course, he clearly has a legacy, like we always mention here. So,
Sure.
but yeah, like just
He will not be forgotten.
no, absolutely not. And, yeah, just a fixture of the manga world.
For
so
sure.
very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on that note, we actually are going to talk about toys.
It's time.
It's time finally. Natasha's here, and she's going to show us also what is available at your local comic shop, but in the toy section. Check it out.
Hey Previews World, Natasha here to give you a look inside the Previews toy chest. Let's find out what's at comic shops for the week of April 24th, 2019. And our new show, Talking Toys, has even more to offer, where we show you what hot new collectibles are on their way to your local comic shop. Check it out at previewsworld.com/talkingtoys. And as for me, I'll see you back here next week.
Tons of incredible stuff this week. Also, DC's Artist Alley series is like a whole, I guess it's like a bird theme Batman series of toys.
I mean, they're not bird themed.
What are they?
Catwoman was a cat.
Oh, Catwoman was a cat, right. They're just
anthropomorphic.
Like whatever works for that particular
Yeah.
character,
Uh-huh.
I guess, yeah. No, I actually love the DC Artist Alley series. I'm actually
They're
really
really
upset.
fun.
I'm really upset because they did a Luchador one and they're canceling it, which is too bad. Like there were some DC character ones, but
Little luchador ones?
yeah.
Versions of everybody?
They were kind of cool and like they're not doing them now, so I'm like,
Sad.
dang. Anyone that jumped out at you?
Those Artist Alley ones, like
Yeah,
really,
right.
those are really cute. I mean, I didn't expect to see that kind of thing.
Yeah, I hope that's not a sign that they're going to stop doing those Artist Alley ones because they've had some really cool ones in the past as well. So hopefully for more. But we have a contest. We got a giveaway,
Yes,
and
it's
at
true.
this point, this is the demarcation line because from the rest of the show, it's just going to be about Endgame.
So basically, you're not wrong.
So our contest this week is actually for
Endgame.
Endgame. There you go.
Hua! So many things. So you have this cool Avengers Endgame prelude,
Yeah.
which is good, and then we've got these guys.
Yeah.
So 4 pop vinyls. We've got Hawkeye, Hulk, Thanos, and Captain America in their fancy outfits from Endgame.
Endgame. They're quantum realm outfits, I guess. Well, not Thanos, but yeah.
Well, yeah, no. Or Hawkeye.
Or Hawkeye.
He just
actually.
has this sweet costume.
He
Actually
does.
looks really cool.
Yeah, his Ronin gear. Yeah.
I'm excited. Yeah, solid. So if you guys want to win these guys, you should let us know if you're going to be seeing Endgame opening week. Hit us up on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're watching, and we'll pick entrants until next week's show, and you could win this pack of stuff.
There you go. And just to clarify, there's no wrong answer. Like, if you're not going to see it this weekend,
That's fine.
that's okay.
You do you.
You're a fool, but that's okay. And so, actually, speaking of Avengers Endgame, not a liar, there's going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to be talking about moving forward that's basically Avengers Endgame related. It just so happens that Johnny was nice enough to put together a Thanos Wins Cosmic Ghost Rider Get graphic. Now, this is a segment we haven't done in a while, which is actually a shame because every time we do these, people seem to really like it. But basically, Get graphic takes you inside some of the stories of the past, some recent, some even further back. And so I'm going to shut up, although I'm about to talk again in a second. And I'll go ahead and let myself explain to you what Cosmic Ghost Rider is and Thanos Wins. Check it out. Plenty of great comics debuted in 2018, but there were 2 stories in particular that had everyone here in the office buzzing issue to issue: Thanos Wins and Cosmic Ghost Rider. These 2 stories by Donny Cates successfully deconstructed and then re-established the Punisher, Ghost Rider, and Thanos for new and older readers. How did he accomplish that? I'll explain. Check it out. It's an all-new Get graphic. First, let's start at the beginning with Thanos Wins by Cates and artist Jeff Shaw. The story kicks off with a question that may seem kind of answerable after the Infinity War movie. What if Thanos won? Unlike the Infinity War film, however, this story is going to throw the full force of the Marvel Universe at Thanos to answer that question. Want to see Silver Surfer versus Thanos? Thanos versus Odin? Galactus versus Thanos? Thanos Wins will deliver, but also delivers a firm understanding of how mad the Mad Titan really is. How deep his ideologies run. The answer is bloody, violent, and appropriately disturbing, even for Thanos. If you thought Josh Brolin was a monster, Cates and Shaw will show you the face of true delusion in this story. Then there is Cosmic Ghost Rider by Cates with artist Dylan Burnett. Introduced first in the pages of Thanos Wins, there is no way I can talk about Cosmic Ghost Rider without spoilers. So if you don't want to know who the writer is in this story, you were warned. Ready? Okay. Cosmic Ghost Rider is Frank Castle, aka the Punisher. As we find out in Thanos Wins, the Punisher died, went to hell, made a deal with Satan, came back as the Ghost Rider, and became Galactus' herald. That's where the cosmic part comes into play. And that's when things get really interesting, because this is also a character study of another obsessive madman. You know the deal. Castle dedicated his life to try to make up for the deaths of his family by playing judge, jury, and executioner. Now imagine that personality being given cosmic abilities. Imagine what happens when he can see not just where the criminal justice system has failed, but where the universe has failed us all. That brings the writer to Titan, where he's decided to snuff out Thanos. The catch? Frank isn't dealing with a full-grown Mad Titan, but Thanos as a baby. Does it feel like someone kicked you in the continuity yet? It's okay. That's one of the great things about these particular comics. It does what superhero comics should do. They make you want to read more. The other great thing about this and Thanos Wins is they both read like the daydreams of a teenage comic book nerd in the 90s. Like Donny Cates took his Marvel trading cards, spread them on the ground and said, you know what would be awesome? A dash of Punisher, a sprinkle of Ghost Rider, mix in some Mephisto, and how about a spoonful of Galactus? Somewhere between Jim Starlin and Rob Liefeld is Donny Cates' continuing saga of Cosmic Ghost Rider and Thanos. Yeah, continuing. Cates is currently spinning his two-parter into a trilogy with the 2019 Guardians of the Galaxy series, and Thanos and Cosmic Ghost Rider are both in it. If his previous work with this unlikely pair is any indication, expect another modern Marvel classic. And it goes without saying, you can find all three of Cates' stories at your local comic shop. I'll see you there. So I stopped at my local comic shop, like I said, actually a week ago, and I finally read all of the Guardians of the Galaxy that are out so far.
All right.
Probably didn't, I guess it was right before 4 dropped, so I read 1 through 3.
Cool.
It's just as good.
Good.
Like, it's actually kind of a combo of Thanos Wins and Cosmic Ghost Rider, because Cosmic Ghost Rider was a little bit more loony.
Yeah, it sure sounded it.
Yeah, you know, Thanos Wins was very, like, straightforward, and so this is a nice marriage of the two.
Cool.
And, like, yeah, it's action-packed. They're building towards a lot of cool stuff. Like,
All right.
yeah, I'm really into it. I'm looking forward to seeing where it's going. I found myself the other day kind of being like, I wonder what's going to happen in issue 4, which is like, you know, which is what you want from a comic.
Yeah, you want to be interested in what comes next, for sure.
I mean, that's what they're supposed to do, and like that's what you want from a monthly title. So now it's time for Social Swamp, and we asked you guys over the weekend what your Endgame predictions were, and I was hoping for some crazy ones, but I guess people have been really looking forward to this, so everybody was like very business-like about it. They were like, this is what I want, and I'll hate it if I don't like it, if it doesn't happen.
Fair enough.
So check it out. Here's Social Swamp with your reactions or your predictions for Avengers Endgame.
So we got some predictions out of you guys, and we have a few of them here. I'm going to show you what we got. Simon LaPierre said Adam Warlock.
I'm with it.
Enough said. There you go. That's the prediction. Right. Here we are.
It's not going to happen, but I'm with it.
It would be really cool. Robin Wolf said, well, since the actors of both Captain America and Iron Man don't want to reprise their respective roles, I predict Iron Man and Captain America will sacrifice themselves for the greater good. That's a super popular one. I've had like a dozen friends say that for sure. And makes sense. Like if you're looking at their contracts and comparing them to the films, they're not going to be there anymore. Guess something's going to happen to the characters.
Right. I mean, I think that's a safe assumption. Like, I kind of feel like I think because we're kind of conditioned to like understand the contract, end of contract means the character dies, but I kind of hope they'll just like leave them in the universe.
I was going to say, they don't have to die.
Right. They just won't be prominent.
Right. They won't be a part of the Avengers anymore, right? We have Danny Gammon Jr., who said Disney will hit $3 billion on this one and start printing their own currency.
That's a safe bet, I think.
I would not be surprised. The great nation of Disney. And then
that's Disneyland, isn't it?
Yes. Oh man, just the takeover.
Right.
Our editor Johnny Rose chimed in with, I would love for them to time travel through the quantum realm, see different alternate realities, then briefly look over and see the world where the X-Men and Fantastic Four.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Not just because Johnny's in the room with us, but
right, but still solid. Yeah.
There's still time. They can make it happen.
They can. I mean, actually, truthfully, they like typically I've heard like they'll be editing a movie up until the premiere. So who knows? I don't know. Like, I mean, the Fox merger just happened, but I don't know. Like, I don't want to get my hopes up. I try to stay away from predictions as much as possible.
Me too.
Even prediction videos.
People have asked me, and I'm like, I don't have any. I just want to see the movie.
Yeah, right. I mean, we talked last week about like creator voices, right? You know, and just like I just want to be taken on that journey.
Exactly.
And so, like, yeah, I try not to insert myself into the plot. Not that there's anything wrong with it.
No, but that's not how I function.
Yeah,
I'm sure plenty of people do.
Right. Like, yeah, not a big prediction
Take me on your journey, my friends.
Yeah, I'm with it. Just like, I just want to roll with you. I have a question for you, though. Which MCU movie is your favorite? Or or like, you can pick multiple.
I was going to say, I can't say with just one.
Okay, that's fair.
Because,
I mean, a lot of movies.
The entire overarching existence of the MCU is great.
Yeah, right.
I don't think there's been a movie that I haven't enjoyed.
Yeah.
I will say that the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, when I first saw them, I was like, those were okay. And as I've continued watching them over and over again.
Right.
They've grown on me.
And
they're definitely some of my favorites. So those two, Ragnarok is definitely up there. Winter Soldier, right? And I actually really liked Civil War as well.
Yeah. I think that's actually kind of part of the charm of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is like I've gone back and watched movies that I didn't think were that great, and then like because we're like I don't know a couple of films in that like past that movie,
right?
Like you start to pick up little details that like weren't very prominent, like beforehand, or weren't obvious to you like at the get-go. So like I actually think those are really cool.
They're very rewatchable.
They're very rewatchable, which again is the strength of these movies, and I think that that's probably when everyone else tries to do expanded universes. These are really key things that they kind of forget. Like number one being like the rewatchability.
Yes.
Like so always it's a very fascinating thing they're doing, and I've heard a lot of people say this is the biggest movie of all time. But it is. Like, I was talking to a friend of mine about how Avatar, I think, is like made close to $3 billion. And I think there's a lot of reasons for that. But, this is the most ambitious thing that's ever been done in film.
Yeah.
And
it's
cool.
As a whole.
Yeah, it's worth celebrating. So
definitely really neat.
Yeah. For me, I'm with you 100%. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is my favorite. I would have to say at this point in time because it fluctuates, so not definitively because it was like probably Winter Soldier before that one,
a lot of people
and probably Avengers before that. Currently it's my favorite. I always kind of scratch my head at people who don't like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 because I'm like, do you hate your family?
Are you a terrible person?
Right.
It is. It's a joyride. It's a lot of fun for sure.
So that's my pick, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Let us know what your favorites are, or you can list more than one. I just saw a lot of people listing them in. From I think it was like 21 movies, so they went like 21 to 1.
Oh,
if you want to do that in the comments, go for it.
Cool.
I want to know. I'm very curious.
Yeah.
If Guardians of the Galaxy is not at the top of it, you're wrong. Volume 2.
Ooh, dang.
So we do have a winner from last week.
Yes.
Because we gave away the John Wick, right?
Yeah, we have that cool John Wick diorama. Our winner is Chase Merriman with the answer of Buwana Beast versus John Wick, which is really cool. I had no idea who this character was.
Right,
So I went and looked him up. I was like, that's interesting.
Ridiculous. Yeah, right.
Yeah, so it's a guy with if y'all don't know who Buwana Beast is, like I didn't, he's a character who has the capacity to control and like interact with animals.
Yeah.
That's like his thing. Then he's like a big beast dude himself too, like he's super strong and big. So very interesting answer.
Very random. Very
so
random.
Thanks for that, Chase. And you get that John Wick diorama.
Yeah. Shout out to you, Chase. I think it's Animal Man. Buwana Beast is from. I can't remember, but this is a fun one. I was like the most ridiculous answer was gonna win. So good job, Chase. What else we got before we close out?
Yeah, of course we have our comic shop shout out. This week we are featuring Green Brain Comics in Dearborn, Michigan, sent to us by Dan Merritt. So we'll leave you guys with some images of that place at the end of the show. And of course, if you want to be featured in the Comic Shop Shoutout, let us know what your favorite local comic shop is. Find us on social media wherever. Use the hashtag #SupportYourLCS, and we could feature you on the show.
Cool. And are you going to see Endgame this weekend, or?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I'm probably going to see it Saturday.
I have tickets for Thursday.
For Thursday?
Yep, Thursday night.
Okay.
I am prepared.
All right. I at least want a Facebook.
Happening.
I just want a messenger, like a Facebook message from you, like whether you liked it or not.
Okay. I accept
as long as you promise, because I got to wait a couple of days.
Here for you.
I also might. I got pre-order tickets for Saturday because I had no choice, but I might end up just like trying to score tickets on Thursday just to catch it already. So we'll see. It's been 10 years. What do you expect from me? Come on, guys. So that's it for Previous World Weekly. I am your host, one of your hosts anyway. I'm Troy Jeffrey Allen.
And I'm Thea, and we'll see you at the Spinner Rack.
See you guys.
Thanks for watching Previews World Weekly. If you like the show, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future episodes.